not just the Rams, but the Vikings wide receiving core. Last night, there were 5 guys who play wide receiver, 5 different players who had over 100 yards. Brandon Cooks, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs. I'm not sure I've watched a game in the NFL with more wide receiver talent than last night. And I can't be the only person that's thinking what I'm going to say. The Rams' number 3 receiver is significantly better than Brady's number 1 receiver. Were Tom Brady and Gronk last night watching that game? You know they were. And you know they were texting each other. And they were saying, can you believe this? Can you believe what's going on? I mean, last night, Rams in Minnesota, that was an auto show. That was an auto show. There were Maseratis, and there were Aston Martins, and there were Bentleys, and there were Lamborghinis. And those were good defenses, and they tore them up. Tom Brady's over here saying, I got a Honda Civic, I got a Dodge Neon. Can I get some help over here? You know Brady was watching that thing last night, and he is bitter. I mean, the leading receivers for New England against Detroit. Chris Hogan had 3 catches for 31 yards. Cordarrelle Patterson had a catch for 17, and Philip Dorsett was targeted 5 times, and he had no catches. And Bill Belichick's blind spot, drafting in college, has been wide receiver. He's not good at it. And he drafted a receiver once, Chad Jackson High, and he was a complete and utter whiff. He just doesn't do it. He goes and gets his wide receivers from the NFL because Belichick's gun shy to draft a receiver high. He doesn't do well with it. He goes in the league and finds guys. But I don't remember the ball hitting the ground last night, other than when the Rams punter threw the ball. And I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers are not making a call to get him in their quarterback rotation. I've been saying for years that wide receivers are icing on the cake. The cake is the offensive line, the coach, and the quarterback. But with 2 rule changes this offseason, we talked about this, Joy. There's been 2 rule changes. Both were very pro-wide receiver. The catch rule, we haven't had one discussion so far this year, what's a catch? Instead of the discussions we used to have, which were, what's a catch? The discussion now is, wow, what a catch. That is a massive rule change. And the late hit penalty. So you can't touch a receiver off the line. You now can't hit him. They now got the catch rule flipped toward their advantage. And I always said that wide receivers were icing on the cake. They make the cake better, but it's the cake. You know what they are now? Wide receivers, due to those 2 rule changes, are icing on a cupcake. They matter more. They matter a lot. Cupcakes are fine, but the icing goes a long way to make the cupcake. And you're seeing it right now. We have not had a single discussion that I can remember in the first month of the season about what's a catch. It's all now, whoa, what a catch. There's a reason GMs in this league, remember, Joy, we talked about this in August.
Yep.
Why are wide receivers getting massive money now by smart NFL teams? This is why. You can't touch the quarterback. You can't touch the receiver. You can't hit them, and they flipped the catch rule in favor of the receiver instead of in favor of the defense. And since Belichick's arrived in 2000 in New England, they've never drafted a receiver in the first round. They've only taken 4 in the second round, and 3 of the 4 were absolute whiffs. So he's not good at the college wide receiver thing. He'll go get a Chris Hogan. He'll go get a Wes Welker. He doesn't draft receivers well. They don't. And look, Brady and Gronk had to be watching that auto show last night. I mean, that was just Maseratis and Lamborghinis. That was Bentleys. And Brady's over here texting Gronk, I got a Dodge Neon.
Well, they're relying on Brady to make it work.
And, I mean, well, you were watching that game last night. That was a Pro Bowl set of wide receivers. I mean, it was just like great catch, great route, wide open, on the run. I don't remember the last NFL game I watched with that many good wide receivers. Possession guys, speed guys. Good Lord. There's no way Brady and Gronk watch that and don't just go. This is why when Brady lost to Detroit, he had that soundbite. He wasn't angry. He was defeated. He sees what he's dealing with here. God, that was an auto show last night. God, that was impressive.